Hello, it's Joe from Off Topic Network, and this is the first episode of Comic Book Day. Every week I'm one of those people that goes and buys comic books the day they come out. I'm always at the comic book store ready to buy them. So, now I'm going to make a show going through and showing you each week what I'm buying from these comic book stores. So, we'll start with Batman number 21. I haven't actually been reading Batman ever since back when DC started this whole rebirth phase that they're going through. They made Batman a bi-monthly. They made Batman a bi-weekly comic, so it comes out twice a month now, and it's kind of just too much money to buy too many comics twice a month. DC keeps doing it, and it kind of has been bugging me. But this has a crossover with The Flash that is starting the explanation of how they are combining the Watchman universe with the normal DC universe. I haven't read this at all yet, but the artwork in it really looks great. Here's some of it. I don't want to ruin too much at all for you guys, so I'll try to flip through and find some safe things. That's the page right before that, actually. This one's really sweet. So yeah, it's exciting to see this Watchmen storyline start to unfold finally. Once Rebirth started, they started teasing that the Watchmen were going to come in somehow to the normal universe. So now finally they'll start explaining it. Somehow they're going to involve Reverse Flash in that, and I like Reverse Flash a lot, so I'm excited about that. These are coming in no particular order, by the way. This is Royal City, number 2. Obviously, this is a newer series. It's written by Jeff Lemire, who I just started reading anything by Jeff Lemire. He's co-writing and doing the art on this Scott Snyder comic book. It's called AD After Death. And then after I was reading that, I actually read a couple of issues of Animal Man when Jeff Lemire had written on it. Lemire? I don't really know what his last name is. It's spelled Lemire. So, Lemire. Sorry, Jeff. But yeah, I really liked the first issue of this a lot. The inside art looks very much like the cover art. But yeah, it's exciting. This one at the back actually kind of has this like cool sort of soundtrack thing that goes along with it. And it's music that inspired him kind of while he was writing and drawing this. So I like when people include that kind of information in comics. So this is Daredevil number 19. They've finally been doing an explanation for how Matt Murdock, in the Daredevil comics, Matt Murdock had his identity revealed to the whole world that he was Daredevil, and basically it's only caused him more problems than he ever had before. So now finally he found some way to change it and hide his identity again, and this story arc is explaining how that happened. And I don't know, this is some confusing, kind of spoilery artwork in here, actually. But this is a weird one, but I really like the artwork on this. They've changed it kind of recently. I liked where Daredevil, the artwork that started on this current run of Daredevil, but this is a really good one still. More leaning into that kind of realistic, hyper-realistic, I don't really know what they call it. This is a new series called Redneck. It's put out by Skybound. Well, it's an Image comic, and Image has other companies that kind of work for them. And so this is put out by Skybound, which is Robert Kirkman's company. And Robert Kirkman, obviously, from Walking Dead. I like Walking Dead a lot. And I've really liked all of the miniseries that I've read that Skybound has put out. So I'm excited about this one. I've read a couple little previews of it, the first couple pages. About like vampires down in the South, I think, is what it's going to be about. So I like the artwork in this one too. I tend to try to find things that have a little more unique artwork. I don't know. I feel like more and more companies try to stay away from really unique artwork, but there's some artists. Jock is one of my favorite artists, and he does just really crazy stuff, but it's my favorite stuff to see it all. The book Witches, which was written by Scott Snyder, and the artwork was by Jock, that's one of my top favorite books for just the artwork alone. So this is Secret Empire number 0. I gotta say, Marvel always does this number 0 shit, and I don't like it that much. It's just kind of one more extra thing that never really gets you into the story, but kind of, yeah, this probably could have been handled in like one issue of Captain America or something. I've liked this kind of evil Captain America storyline from what I've read of it. I am pretty far behind on it though, and so before I read Secret Empire, I'm probably going to try to get caught up on Captain America. This is All-Star Batman number 9. Like I said, I stopped reading the normal Batman title when it became bi-weekly, and this one is still written by Scott Snyder. It has artwork by Jock lots of times, definitely on the covers. I've really been liking this. It's just basically Scott Snyder going through and touching on some villains that he didn't get to when he was in the normal run of Batman. Batman's now written by Tim King, which, like, I don't think I've read any of his Batman stuff, but I read his Vision comic book for Marvel, and I really loved that a lot. So I think I would enjoy Batman right now. It's just the bi-weekly. I can't be buying too many comics. This was a pretty big week for me. I've been trying to stay away from buying too many comics lately, but this week I ended up I went to 2 different comic book stores. I visited Greeley today, and I went to the Nerd store, and I also went to Grand Slam, and at the Nerd store I ended up spending like $31, which isn't too out of the normal for me. But then I went to Grand Slam, and I ended up spending another $27, which unfortunately isn't too far out of the normal for me also. But I really need to spend less money on comics because I'm usually out of money completely. So this is another new series that I picked up today. This is a limited series. It's only got 5 issues, I'm pretty sure. It's called Plastic. And it's about a serial killer and his girlfriend. I don't want to give it away too much, but it's a pretty weird twist, and it looks like it's going to be pretty enjoyable, at least from what, flipping through it and kind of seeing what the story is. I'm excited to read this first issue, definitely. Sometimes things are a little too weird, and, if I don't end up reading all of it, oh well. So like I said, all those I got from the Nerd store, and now this is into the stuff from Grand Slam. That was all stuff from this week. This stuff is actually all older stuff. I guess I'll start with these, actually. Like I said, I'm pretty far behind on Captain America, so Steve Rogers' Captain America. I haven't read much of the Sam Wilson Captain America at all. I read a couple issues, and I did like them. But, like I said, I'm always trying to buy less comics. So, I bought issue 9 and issue 10 of Steve Rogers' Captain America. And I'm trying to get all caught up so that I can start reading Secret Empire. I kind of know what's been going on in the story. I really liked the story. I bought like the first 7 issues of this comic. And then, I don't know, it engrossing enough, I guess. But then as I've read the stuff that's been going on afterwards, it sounds way more interesting than, a lot of other stuff that I've been reading right now, at least. And so I really want to get caught up on this. I know most of the, major plot points, though, so I might end up getting ahead to Secret Empire before I get caught up on all of Captain America. And so these two are really old ones, actually. I mean, not really old. They could have been way older, definitely. This is a Flashpoint spinoff, Batman Night of Vengeance #1. And so this is a little mini-series that, in the Flashpoint universe, after the Flash went back in time and saved his mom, it all sounds weird. It's confusing. The Flash is always a little confusing, but I enjoy it a lot. He went back and saved his mom, and it altered all of time and reality, basically. And in this timeline, Bruce Wayne was killed instead of his parents being killed. And so his dad has become Batman. And he's a very vengeful, dark, kills his criminals and shit. And his mom has actually become the Joker. And so this is a little story that kind of dives into that. I actually I bought issue 2 also. I've had issue 3 probably since it came out. I got it randomly once for Christmas. I just got a bunch of 5 or 6 comic books from my sisters that they just picked out at random and bought for me. And part 3 of this story was one of them. And I actually, a week before or so, had been at this store just randomly looking at new comics, and I flipped through that comic, and I thought it seemed so insane, and it was great, and I wanted to read the whole story, but I wasn't going to buy just the 3rd issue of a miniseries and never find the first 2. But then after I got that 3rd issue as a gift, I always really wanted to go through and find these other 2. And I had a little bit extra money today, so I went and I looked and I found them, and they only had 1 issue of each of them. But they cost a little more money because this is a pretty famous comic book storyline, and they're a little older now. But they were definitely worth the money. It wasn't a lot at all. Like I said, I only spent $27 at the store buying all 4 of those comics. Alright, so that's the end of the first episode. Come back next week. I'll have some more comics, and we'll have another episode. Sometimes I buy, random toys I find at the comic book store. Sometimes I get a bunch of different weird free shit. Maybe I'll show some of that stuff off. I've gotten actually some cool stuff by going to the same comic book stores, for many years now. So yeah, I'll show you that kind of stuff. I'll show you all the stuff I'm buying. And also, go through and check out our channel, Off Topic Network. We've got a lot of new videos coming out every week, and kind of some different types of videos than what we normally do with just our podcasts. So yeah, like and subscribe to our channel, and come back next week for the next episode.